like ribbons and some flower-looking things. So why does the president put a wreath in a cemetery that's actually in Washington, D.C.? We've been learning a lot about Washington, D.C. Why does the President of the United States put a wreath in a cemetery? Why does he do that? Check, Chloe. Loud and proud, Chloe.
He did that because they're having a parade.
Not necessarily a parade. I'm going to read this page again, and I want you to listen carefully. The President of the United States places a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns in Arlington National Cemetery on Veterans Day. This wreath honors all men and women who lost their lives fighting in wars. So why is he putting that wreath on someone's tomb, which is like where they're buried? Why would he be putting a wreath in a cemetery? What did the story tell us? I'm going to wait a second for you two to fix your bodies. Get ready to check. Check, Rainier.
Because
he puts a wreath there because?
He put a wreath there because maybe he wanted to.
You got it. Remember them. What was the word that the story used? We talked a little bit about this when we talked about the Washington Monument. Check, Linwood.
We talked about when they had...
So they're remembering the soldiers, but they're putting the wreath there to do what for the soldiers? Anyone remember the really specific word that I said? Chloe?
They're celebrating them for thinking them, keeping them safe.
So they're celebrating them, they're thinking about them, they're remembering them. The word that the story told us is that they're honoring them. What are they doing?
Honoring them!
So we talked about how the Washington Monument is honoring George Washington. This wreath is going to honor the veterans that died fighting for our country. You do not have to know veterans to thank them and remember them. These men and women protected our country and made it a safe place to live. And then this is a picture of some students that are listening to a veteran who looks like he's a little bit older, probably telling him, thank you for serving our country and making sure that we're safe. And then I really like these stories because at the end it has pictures from the story that we learned about Armistice Day, a cemetery, flags, a hospital, parade, oops, I can't really see that, poppy, veterans, and a wreath. If I was going to write one fact on my bubble map, I'm sorry, I'm going to say that again. If I was going to write one fact on my bubble map, I would probably talk about the time that people take 2 minutes of silence to remember. Sabrina, you like that one too? That's like a really specific fact in my brain that I would want to put down here because my family also has done that before where we like at 11 o'clock on November 11th, we'll take 2 minutes to remember in silence and just to remember and thank veterans for what they did for our country. So I would probably write that here, that people take 2 minutes of silence. That's all I'm going to write on here because I know that it's just a quick fact. When I write my informational sentence, it's going to be a lot longer. Like on Veterans Day, people take 2 minutes of silence to remember veterans. Something else that I want to write on here, because this is also something that a lot of people do, is that we have parades. Just like on Independence Day, I'm going to write that up here. We have parades. I know that when I go back to my informational sentence, I'm going to make it longer and say, on Veterans Day, we have parades to honor veterans. Okay? Think right now as you're walking back to your seat silently about what you're going to write on your bubble map when you get back. I would love to see 2 facts, Aja, because I know that a lot of you guys have been writing down, Amir, back up please, Shakira, have been writing down 2 informational sentences with 2 different facts, which is growing your brain even more and getting ready for our book next week. Get ready to go. 1. Sit back down, we can do that faster. That's wasting time. You guys need time to get ready. We'll try this again. Anyone that's wasting our time will stay on the carpet. 1. Aja, let's go. 2. Silently, 3. I can't wait to see who's working right away and doesn't have to make up this time another time, that we're working on our bubble maps and then getting right into our informational sentences once we have 2 facts on our bubble map.